but she's gonna love you. So it's gonna be great. Just like I do.
I love you too.
Falling in love is something to be celebrated. But what happens when someone in your family doesn't approve of your partner?
His voice. Ow. His chords are just like narrative AF. Like,
Hi.
Hey, Mom. Mom, this is Ebony.
Hello. Hi, Ebony. How are you? So, Vince, I thought I was going to meet your girlfriend.
You are meeting my girlfriend.
This is your girlfriend.
first of all, it's so like both funny and like sad that it's literally 2024. And humans have still not learned to like mind their business about other people's partners in terms of like who they approve. And then race. All right.
We've asked Americans nationwide about the stigma of interracial dating in 2024.
We see beyond the skin color.
Do you know how many libraries, movies, history, do you know how much knowledge we've gathered over eons at this point? And like, people find in their hearts to literally like hate or dislike people because of a race. It's literally stupid. Anyway, it's literally stupid to do that in this day and age. Okay, I'm done.
Charleston, West Virginia, where our mother is meeting her son's girlfriend for the first time.
Oh my God.
And it doesn't go quite as planned.
I just don't think you're a really good match for my son.
Wow.
Really?
Vince, you
They're
couldn't have
low.
prepared me. I mean, you're dating a black girl, and I knew nothing about it.
He said, Mom. Really? 'Cause people be acting like they didn't hear. He said, Mom. Are you racist?
Friend, just because of her race, what would you do? I think we send him away, right?
All right, Mom, I need some space. This is ridiculous.
Fine.
He's found somebody he loves. Deal with it. Now he's happy.
She's black.
Wow.
Literally, what do you say to that? No, it's literally funny. He said, wow. It's literally funny.
Oh, she's just another human like all of us. I wish you guys the best.
Hey, thanks,
That
man.
sucks that your mom feels the way she does.
I know.
In the spirit of humanity, I feel like you should buy us 3 beers.
What would you do? John Quinones, good to meet you. Rupert,
It's funny.
you guys...
She done stressed me out. I had 3 beers already. I needed like another round or something because she just sucked the beer out of me, the spirit in it. Let me stop.
And tell us, what was your message to them and to the woman?
That racism shouldn't be tolerated.
Not in my America. You don't treat people like that.
You did not tell me that your girlfriend was black.
In my own mind, I feel like you have to give your own race first choice. My son is actually dating someone who is white.
I didn't mention it. I didn't think it was that important.
But you grew up with her though, so you kind of probably knew it well.
And
Okay,
just to...
I understand where she's coming from. She has like a lot of fear around her black son dating maybe like the wrong type of white person, because there are a lot of white people out here or black people out here that specifically target someone of the opposite race or like another race to get like a certain offspring. I actually just did a video like that. Clearly there's people that do that, or they like act like they really love you or only want to be with you, and they really actually are targeting you for a specific type of child one day, and they literally will take it there for years and do that. However, not everyone is out to do that, right? Also, it's weird for her to be like, your first choice should be people of your race. I do agree with the part when she said you should have related to her, knowing how she is, because clearly she's racist. But he also probably knew she would act a certain way, which is why he brought her in public about it, so she could act a little better about it. But who knows? And people are weird.
It's all about the love between two people. There's obviously a lot of problems in this world. Just being kind to one another and being accepting of everybody, because we're all unique individuals, really would help a lot.
So don't like write off people in your race, whether you're white, black, Asian, Latino, or whatever. Don't do that just because you feel like there's something greener on the other side, because you'll be setting yourself up. Just date who you want, literally. But also, like, I agree with the part when she says you could at least told her, even though you don't have to. Your mom, clearly in this scenario, is like kind of like apprehensive towards people of another race or that specific race. But again, he's a grown man. He doesn't have to do that.
I'm just a little surprised, not what I expected. So let's talk about what children are going to experience in a family that's biracial.
No, she has a point, because biracial children, oh my god, they go through a lot. It's literally like sickening. And if they look either more white or more black, it's like worse, I feel like, because people literally tell them who they are based on how they look. It was like, first of all, nobody should be doing that, regardless of like what it is about, like race or like you. But like I've noticed, like biracial kids, if they look like more white and they grew up in like a black neighborhood or something, like, you know, or like they're just around white kids or black kids, or like, you know, whatever the race is, if they look, I'm gonna just use that, if they look more white, black kids kind of really write them off because they're like fearful, or like maybe their privileges in life are a little different, or like their opportunities in life are a little different, so they like feel some type of way about that. And like life is like extremely unfair towards people with like darker skin, like period. So it's like understandable. If the mixed kid looks more like black or dark, people kind of take away that part of them that's like not black. So it's like they're like kind of made out to be, why are you listening to this type of music? You're black. Or like, why are you talking white? You're black. They'll even try to tell you how to wear your hair, or who you can date, and clearly, or blah blah blah. It's like people try to really like claim you or tell you who you are, and so you're just kind of confused because you don't know who would accept you, and then you kind of have to like pick a side, and it's really not fair or like cool. You just kind of have to just let people be themselves, or just like do you at that point. And it's like people don't learn from that. They just kind of live in fear and like repeat life and stuff.
I'm biracial, and I don't have any problems.
Thank you.
She's biracial, and she doesn't have any problems.
No problems at all.
No.
You don't see it as an issue, ever.
I fit in. The good part is I fit in everywhere.
And on top of that, parents, whether it's about race or not, they don't realize that what they're fearing or thinking in the back of their head and projecting on their kids is literally affecting their upbringing alone. So like maybe they're not even experiencing all these things that you're afraid of at school or any other place, in the park, and they're not even worried about that initially. They're not like going to attract that. Maybe you put that over their head or like spoke that into existence in a way, and a lot of parents don't realize they do that. Like if maybe their kid is like failing in school, they're like, you're failing, look, instead of like maybe encouraging them to like do better. Or like, and it's like, it's unintentional, but they're just literally emphasizing it or like worsening it. So like if a mixed kid is having like trouble in school, or like they assume their kid is going to have trouble in school, they so thought that up that it probably happened. But like, for example, my mother used to like say things about me or my sibling or my siblings about how she understood that like other people thought our hair was like pretty. And then like she would say, oh, kids are gonna be jealous of your hair, or girls are gonna be jealous of you, and compare us to other people like outwardly, which was, I didn't really ever agree with that, because that's really toxic to do. And then that just attracts all that hate, that self-hate, into my life, or our life. So it's like, it wasn't even me that thought all that. I didn't think I was better than anybody, or like, I never thought I was like above anyone, or like, and I didn't want to feel like anyone's jealous of me. I was taught that, and then that really brought that into my life a lot of times. And I was growing up with a lot of people that clearly showed those signs of like that, because that's what my mom put in over my head. And like, it's really important to unlearn prejudice or like self-hate or like racism and stuff. I don't know how to say. My mother probably struggled with those things herself, like not really knowing her dad, and then like struggling with like how she looked or like how she felt about her appearance or hair or whatever in comparison to kids in school where she grew up. And she grew up in a really European place for a long time. So people don't realize a lot of their upbringing and history should not be placed or like hung over your child's head, especially if they're biracial, because, or just multiracial, because it's not fair.
But you do understand, people can be mean.
People are mean for a lot of other reasons besides race, and you can't protect them from that either.
I'm John Quinones. This is What Would You Do, the TV show.
Oh my god.
They're actors.
I saw him come around the corner. I was like, oh.
Oh my god.
You were amazing.